Hey everyone, so today we're going to be talking about journaling, and I know that this is going to be different for those of you guys who are on my channel to see bag videos, especially couch videos, and that will still continue on this channel, but I definitely wanted to talk about journaling. If you look at my oldest videos that I started like a year ago, it was mostly based on journaling and planning, and it kind of deviated into bag stuff because I tend to get hyper focused on certain things. I'm very, very ADHD, and when I get hyper focused on something, I literally cannot think of anything else. I have been journaling for such a long time, and I've always had issues with like sticking to one journal and stuff like that I think is pretty typical for a lot of people in this community. In this video in particular, I really just wanted to dive into sharing my current setup, and hopefully it gives you guys like a good idea of like how I utilize my journal, but also can inspire you to use yours if you are somebody who is struggling to figure out how to keep up with their journals and whatnot. Okay, so let's dive in, and I'm going to show you guys my two journals here. So something I want to advocate for is not being too caught up in like the aesthetics of your journal or planner. In the past, I would see all these like really curated planners and journals on Instagram or wherever. When you see that like everyone else or like all these people on social media have like all these beautifully curated planners and journals, and you're just like, yeah, I don't know if I can do the same thing, or I can follow in that footsteps all the time. So I'm here to tell you that there is a method called an aesthetic chaos, and that's kind of what I would like to think my journals are. I decorated the cover in a way that reflects how the rest of my journal would potentially look like as well. So I think it's like very chaotically beautiful. It is also just very expressive of me. But as you see here, like my cover is really random. It's like full of just like random stickers. These stickers are actually from my Etsy shop, Lori Monster. That's my art account. If you're interested, I can leave the link below. But these are just like my own stickers, but they kind of clash with the aesthetic of like this cozy, coquette aesthetic, like flowers I have in the background. And then I also added like this Dior little charm thing that came with the packaging of my bag. Don't be so precious with your cover. Try and just be expressive of who you are as a person, the things you like, and if the things you like clash, who cares, right? Like, it's your journal, it's your journey, it's your expressions, like it's your thoughts, no one else's. And also, don't be so precious with the notebooks. Like, you don't have to buy the latest and greatest papers and notebooks. This is the Moleskine Expanded. I picked up the Moleskine because I felt like I could be less precious with this notebook. I was definitely inspired by Michelle from Seaweed Kisses. She is somebody I've followed, I think, for literally like 10 years now. And I'll show you guys what I have so far on my daily journal. So in this very front cover spread, it's not really even my aesthetic. This is a very like chaotic, earthy toned vibe. And although I love like earthy tones and stuff, it's not my usual like pink, coquette, like that type of aesthetic. And it's not my usual vibe either, but it's just what I was feeling at the time. So I just said F it and like just threw a bunch of all of like my like earthy stickers that I had on here. And you'll notice like imperfections. I notice it. At least I notice it is like, things are not lined up and like things are kind of like a little off center and like whatever, I'm also a graphic designer. So I think that designing is an important element for me, and I used to be so hyper fixated on all of that, and it truly stunted me from moving forward and just decorating and just being free. So journaling in a way has now become its own separate thing. It used, like I said, it used to be that the designer in me would always get the best of me, and if it wasn't perfectly straight or perfectly put on, I would be like rage quitting. But I have learned to now separate those thoughts, and journaling is kind of like my free canvas, you know? It's where I can not think like a designer, but just more like what I'm feeling, my thoughts, my moods, and the stickers and stuff are just added elements, but really it can be anything. And then I'll show you guys like this like second part, like before we get to like the actual entries. This page I would say is definitely more my aesthetic, like my usual aesthetic. I would call like bougie cozy, I guess, aesthetic, cozy bougie. And a lot of this is like just like ephemera that I got from the packaging of my Diptyque candles or like the Laundry bag and stuff like that. So it's like environmentally friendly to reuse the packaging here. So I really like the concept of that. And on this first entry here, this is just like something I cut out of my like little Nespresso book. It came with my Nespresso. Just like being able to reuse like little pamphlets and magazines that you have. You don't always have to buy stickers and like buy like photo like specialized cameras like the Instax, which I do use, but you don't have to. And really just try and think of you reusing the packages you get from like shopping, because I think those make really good little ephemeras. As you can see here, so like we start going into my entries, and I don't have like a lot of entries yet, but you know, this is like my whole diary of getting our first puppy and then like celebrating Canadian Thanksgiving with my partner's family. And my handwriting's kind of ugly in these. And then this page is like really where I adopted Michelle's, like from Seaweed Kisses, like her thought of like just putting like whatever on paper. Like it's better than wasting that page. And I just put in like this lyrics to like this Babyface song I was listening to at the time. So it's just like super random. Even this page, it's like not very cute, like whatever. I don't even know what what I was thinking here. With this entry, I was actually planning out my YouTube videos, like for my bag videos. I don't know, it's just like, I don't know why I put it into this journal, because I usually have it on a different notebook of ideas, but I just added it in there. And then these pages are like not very cute. Like they're super random. And then this one is like from Valentine's Day. And I started to kind of find my footing like on how I wanted to set up my planner starting here. But this page was actually like kind of random. And then I covered it up on the left side with these like images because I didn't really like where I was going with it. And then I also started to utilize this like Spotify what am I listening to type of like visual. I just printed this out on my printer, and I was listening to New Jeans at the time, and so yeah, started using those moving forward. But this is like when I started to figure out like how I like journaling. So my style is that I like to write on the right side. It's just smoother and flatter because obviously like there's no pages on the right side. I mean, there's like no like crinkled effect and stuff on the right side since those are all new pages. So I realized quickly that I like writing on the right, and I liked having a visual mood board on the left. So that's how I started to set it up, and it's just like takes a lot of trial and error, because if you compare these pages to like the other pages that are like super random, super ugly, this looks way more curated. But it's not even like super curated. It's just like a collection of images from that day or like whatever. Like this, again, I use like the Diptyque packaging when I went to the mall. I tried the percent Arabica coffee place that is really popular in Japan. It was in Toronto. So I tried that out, and then I printed those out. So if you are more minimal, I think the Instax cameras are a really good investment, since you can just print out like a couple of those and call it a day. this page is when I got my Dior, my dream bag, literally my dream bag. If you are new here, I have a lot of videos on bags, and it's a hobby for me, and it's just something I really enjoy. And yeah, so I will be posting a video of the bag separately, of course, but yeah, I was like so ecstatic. I wrote this whole post about it and I will show you guys a little preview of the bag here. I was just like obsessed, super obsessed. Also, this was like, this antique pink color was like the last one they had in Canada because it's an older style. So I was just super, super ecstatic about it. And yeah, so you can just use stuff like that where not every post and not every entry is going to be like so eventful. And I think that's totally okay. Like here even, you know, same format, but it's like, these are so random. They're just random pictures I took like of my desk area with these dying roses. It was snowing again, so I took a picture of it outside my kitchen window, and then a picture of my cute dog. Just like really random. And then again, this is like more curated to like an event that was going on. So this was the Tyler the Creator Louis Vuitton collaboration drop. Again, I'm just like super into the bag stuff, so I have been waiting for this. I love Tyler the Creator, first of all, as an artist. I love Pharrell as well. Like, I'm a 90s kid, so Pharrell, the Neptunes, if you know, you know. So this is like a capsule drop too, and I did manage to get one thing, so I'll also make a video for that when it comes. But I was so excited for this because it's like a hype drop, so the inventory is low and the hype is up, and it's only around for a little while, and I managed to snag one thing, so I was like super happy about that, like super excited. And then this is the last entry I have, right? Yeah, the last entry I have so far, and I literally wrote this yesterday, and this is just like random. Again, like these are all printed out, and then I have like a couple of Instax photos, but this was literally taken yesterday. It was snowing again. It like blizzard, and it's like almost April. And I was like, it's almost April. How is it snowing again? But yeah, East Coast weather is just so wild to me because I moved here from California, and I lived in California for 20 years. So, you know, total Californian here, just like casually getting snowed on in almost April, whatever. It is what it is. So yeah, I was like listening to the Deftones, and I just like put in what I was listening to again with the little Spotify UI graphic, and me in my pink outfit, fully pink outfit in the snow, because that's my vibe. But yeah, so not every page has to be eventful, but with this, and also with these stickers, these are actually stickers too. I'm using the Canon Ivy camera. And you could always just like, if you don't want to invest in an Instax, which is a little bit more expensive, you could always invest in something like this. They do have like just the printer version on Amazon. So, that's another option. It doesn't use ink, so it's like a different type of thing. But as you see, I have tons of blank pages left. So this one is definitely still a work in progress, but hoping to show you guys some journal with me videos in the future, and I think that would be really fun. Moving on to my Commonplace journal. So if you're not familiar with the term, a Commonplace journal is really just a journal where you can put your thoughts, quotes, just like any kind of random commentary or thing that you're thinking of, that doesn't have to be like dated, but you're just thinking about it and you want to put it in a Commonplace, and that's why it's called that. So you can just have all of those like thoughts and quotes and everything else, movies, even just like anything that falls under like your thought of the day or of the week or the month, whatever. You can just kind of put it all into a Commonplace journal. So as you can see, I have it decorated a little bit more my aesthetic in the front here, and I do want to use this as a commonplace journal, but I also want to use it as an ADHD diary. So basically, it's, to me, it will be the same thing, but the ADHD diary, all that means is that whenever I have a thought that is going to like quickly get away from me because I'm thinking of so many like millions and billions of other things, whenever I have a thought that I feel like is important, or a quote that I'm thinking of, or a movie I'm thinking of in that moment, that's kind of where everything will fall into this journal. At first, I was trying to figure out like, how can I make this different from my daily journal? And I think I am finding a good place to, like, on how to utilize this in a way that works for me. Like, these photos are not like from January, even though it says January up here. These photos are just like from whenever, like, just I wanted to use them here. So I went to Galleries Lafayette in Paris. And then the bottom photo is just like a random photo of my living room. And I love like my living room colors. So I just put in like little happy things on the left. And then on the right, also just like a collage of things. This was my plane ticket from Christmas. Here is like a little ephemera of when I was in NYC in Manhattan. And I had this like, this literal crack in a cup. From Magnolia Bakery. If you guys have never heard of Magnolia Bakery or have never been there, it's literally just so good. Okay, so unfortunately, my camera ran out of batteries and I didn't know because I couldn't really see it recording. So the last half of this video unfortunately got cut off. So I think I will do a part 2 showing you guys the rest of this. So I'm so sorry, but I don't really have the time to re-record it, so it is what it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments below if you guys are like more interested in hearing about like the ADHD aspect of journaling, because I do think it's like a very big part of my process, is like thinking in that way. ADHD is like so much more than just like not being able to concentrate. It's like having like too many thoughts intrude at any given time. It makes it hard to be productive in general. So it's just something that I am passionately trying to advocate and talk about. But let me know if you guys are interested in that. And yeah, thanks for being here and thanks for watching. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.